Viewers, I'm going to get straight to the point. And I'm going to get to it straight away. We confront a brutal question the so-called progressive ecosystem keeps dodging. Is this not a classic case of denying Muslim women their most basic right, the right to choose? The ecosystem glorifies the burqa. It comes out and says it is okay to wear it so long as the woman has a right to choose. But I ask today, why is the ecosystem silent when a man has killed his wife for not wearing a burqa? Her choice was buried in their own home. Literally. Yes, viewers, she was buried in her own home after the murder. Gruesome pictures of excavations in the man's own home reveal the truth. The man didn't even spare his two daughters. This triple murder, viewers, has shocked the nation. The sequence is as follows, and this is all, viewers, reported by the police, and these are AI-generated visuals. Tahira and two girls went missing for 6 days. Farooq's father gets suspicious, seeks a reply from his son. The bodies of 3 victims are found buried in a 7-foot deep pit. Farooq shoots wife Tahira after an argument over visiting parents without wearing a burqa or leaving the house without wearing a burqa. Farooq allegedly wakes his wife under the excuse of making tea. Farooq then shoots the wife and elder daughter. Younger daughter allegedly strangled also on the intervening night of December 9th and 10th. Farooq confesses to his crime on December 17th and said financial stress and frequent arguments, anger, humiliation were the triggers. Accused planned the crime in advance. Farooq dug a deep pit in the courtyard, buried bodies. Farooq covered the spot with bricks. Bodies were recovered, sent for post-mortem and examination. Contrast this silence to 2 days ago when outrage is selectively mouthed. Nitish Kumar becomes the villain of the week for denying a woman her choice to wear a burqa. You can see him, viewers. He tugs at a woman's veil. While this outrage is justified, he had no right to do so, misogyny within the community is treated as an internal matter off limits for scrutiny. When a woman asserts agency, why is Muslim Personal Law Board suddenly weaponized as a shield for patriarchy? That the victim in question was policed by her husband has been well established. Even the police say she was denied her basic freedoms. Listen in, viewers, to these thoughts. One from her relatives and one from the police.
उसके घर पे कोई नहीं आता जाता था जब से उसकी शादी हुई। यहाँ तक अगर हमारे परिवार में शादी हुई या मौत हुई, कुछ भी हुई, 15 दिन पहले हमारे भाई का भी इंतकाल हुआ, जब भी वो हमारे घर पे भी नहीं आने दी उसने।
तो ऐसा क्यों था?
बस पहले से ही जब से शादी हुई किसी से भी नहीं मिलने देता था। यहाँ तक कि कोई रिश्तेदार में कहीं भी आना जाना कुछ नहीं था उसका।
उसने घटना स्वीकार कर ली। पुलिस को मौके पे लाके डेड बॉडी बरामद करा दे। डेड बॉडी निकल चुकी है। इसमें घटना का लगभग मोटिव भी क्लियर हो गया है इसमें। तो मुझे लगता कि एक झूठी शान के खातिर कि हमारी पत्नी बिना बुर्के के, बिना नकाब के चली गई। अभी पहला मोटिव तो यही निकला है, लेकिन और भी हमारी पुलिस इसमें बातचीत कर रही है, कहीं कोई और भी इसमें एंगल ना हो उसके पत्नी की हत्या का।
For years now, the veil of patriarchy has been left to hang over Muslim women like the proverbial Damocles sword. The Supreme Court, which should have cleared up the issue, is keeping the matter hanging. Viewers, isn't this delayed denying choice? The case pertains to a hijab ban in Karnataka educational institutions. The top court delivered a split verdict in the case, challenging restrictions. Justice Hemant Gupta said the ban ensured secularity in education system. Basically, women were asked not to enter a series of schools run by the state government with the hijab and the burqa. And specifically not the classroom. And this led to various litigation. And as I said, one of the Supreme Court judges, Hemant Gupta, said the ban ensured secularity in the education system. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia came out and disagreed. A matter of choice of Muslim women. Case referred to therefore a larger bench, no final judgment on the matter yet. And viewers, since then this matter has lain there. And why does the apex court hesitate to decisively settle the hijab issue in schools, an issue fundamentally about choice and equality? Incidents like these force an uncomfortable question. Do they strengthen the case for universal gender just laws? When a woman asserts agency, why is Muslim Personal Law Board suddenly weaponized? Rather, Muslim personal law suddenly weaponized as a shield for patriarchy. Since when did faith become a license to police women's bodies, choices and lives? There are several other big questions which will appear on your screens, but let's open this up. Let's ask some direct questions to some of our guests tonight. And fundamentally, viewers, we have to address this issue head on. And we have with us, we're lucky to have with us, an advocate who is also, let me tell you, progressive. Nilofer Masood, spokesperson of the National Conference, is here with us. The police have prima facie said, ma'am, that the man has confessed that, look, the lady left the house without her burqa, went to visit her parents, etc., didn't like it. We got into an argument. It triggered my rage and it led to her death. Now, the question is very, very simply this, ma'am. Why is this entire episode greeted with absolute silence? Where are all these women activists who constantly talk about choice, etc., today? And given the silence, I just want to ask you a simple question. And look, even the UBT Sena MPs have come out and talked. Priyanka Chaturvedi, a female MP, says total lack of choice to women on wearing burqa. So I'm asking, why don't we move towards gender justice by adopting laws that are gender just? Why are we caught up in this whole business of faith, whole business of personal law, etc.,
Well, Rahul, there are certain rights which have been protected, in fact, given the protection by our own constitution. Be it Article 21, which is in fact the heart of the constitution, which provides that everybody has a right to live life with dignity. And it is in fact the woman's choice what she chooses to wear and what her faith should be. So read with Article 25, it guarantees the right to conscience and propagate and freedom of religion itself. Leaving that apart, one wrong cannot justify. I'm not justifying what the man has done to his wife, why he has buried her. In fact, the law has to take its own course during the investigation. Other matters will also be taken up, as has been said. One of the relatives that it is one of the reasons, and maybe there are some other reasons which will be in fact the real reason why this woman has been killed. That is one side of the coin. But the other thing, we cannot justify the illegal act which has been committed by the CM of the Bihar, Nitish Kumar, wherein the instant of pulling the veil of a female woman doctor, that cannot be justified. That is condemnable. And in fact, it is not a trial of the lapse of the what we can say etiquettes,
no, but ma'am,
it is a serious violation.
Why are you
Let me
changing the
complete. It is a
goalposts?
serious violation of the fundamental rights,
Yes,
personal
ma'am,
liberty,
we all agree. So,
choices.
why is it a violation? And let me tell you, viewers, why. And let's just split these visuals. On this side, we'll show you, viewers, the excavation. And on the other side, viewers, we'll show you Nitish Kumar's act. Now, this is an indefensible act, viewers. Nitish Kumar pulls the veil forcefully of a woman, denying her her choice. The woman might be very comfortable in exercising her choice to wear her burqa. Maybe in her own mind, she may not want to, but she is. And she's there receiving an award, and you are, one minute, and you are pulling down her burqa. This is absolutely condemnable. But this is the reason why. The reason is because we are violating her choice. On the other side, viewers, a woman chooses not to wear the veil, goes to the house of her parents. Husband gets enraged. Clearly, there was also something in the background, no doubt. But this incident triggers his rage to the point where he shoots her and buries her in his own place, in his own home, 6 feet under.
He should
And
be
I am not
strongly
hearing,
dealt-
no,
he
excuse
should be
me,
strongly
madam, this
dealt
is all
with
fine.
provisions of law.
Where are the great women politicians of Jammu and Kashmir, the rights activists of Jammu and Kashmir that have been rightly going after Nitish Kumar? I am not saying they were wrong, they are right. But why are they silent about this? And if they feel so strongly about the issue of choice, why aren't they talking about this? Why has Shamli not become an issue? Simple. In the community.
Rahul, it is a very serious issue and it should be dealt with strongly as provided under the provisions of the law.
I don't hear, ma'am.
It
I don't
speaks
hear the
about
outrage.
power.
I don't
It
hear the
speaks-
outrage. The
it speaks
Samajwadi
about
Party
the power
today is
and the
silent.
patriarchy,
Samajwadi
where
Party is
you are
silent today. Not
imposing
one
your will,
tweet
while
from
you are
Samajwadi
strongly
Party
imposing
women
your
MPs.
will being the
Not
powerful.
one tweet, viewers, from Congress women MPs. Yesterday, viewers, rightly, they all went after Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar clearly has a problem. These issues are now coming out into the forefront. Subhrashtra, I want to ask you, am I asking the right question or am I asking the wrong questions tonight?
Rahul, you're absolutely asking the right questions. Let me tell you why I feel that burqa itself is not the question, choice is. In the Nitish Kumar incident, the issue was a state power crossing a line. I agree with that. But let us also keep one context in mind, and the context was that this woman on stage was not receiving an award from the Chief Minister, Rahul. She was receiving an appointment letter for Ayush. So the question also is, should the state identify people, identify those who are receiving the appointment letter correctly or not? That is also
What
a
is
question that must be
justification?
asked.
What
I
is
don't think we are
justification?
asking that question.
Okay,
Second
I'm
point.
sure that there
Second
are other
point.
ways of
I'm
vetting.
sorry to hear
No,
the
I'm sure
justification.
that there are. First of all, let me just come in here. 1 second. You see, viewers, I don't want to be tomorrow accused of trying to suggest that this act is defensible. It's not defensible. Let me
It
say
is
this.
not,
Yes.
Rahul, which is why
Yes.
I began by saying
That's right.
that
So
it is state
let's
power
you know,
crossing
there
a
are
line.
ways of vetting. You could have done it before she went to the stage. You could have asked her to produce all her IDs, etc., etc. A lady could have checked out a lady woman official of the government could have checked out her antecedents, etc., etc. So there are ways of dealing with all of this, and Nitish Kumar can't go around pulling people's burqas without their permission. He can't even be touching her in
Rahul,
any way,
which is
familiar
why-
or otherwise.
Yes,
So let's park
which
that
is
aside.
why-
Come to the point.
Which is why I said that this issue was state power crossing a line. I'm very
Great.
clear about that.
Great. That's wonderful.
Now, in the Shamli murder case, the issue is private coercion escalating into criminal violence. Here, burqa was not a symbol of faith, but a tool of control. Therefore, we really need to understand that a woman's refusal or perceived refusal, if it can become a ground for lethal punishment, then it is no longer about religion. It is about patriarchy weaponizing itself. It is about patriarchy weaponizing belief. And it is also about collapse of law inside the home. Therefore, choice cannot be romanticized where fear exists, is the single point that I want to make. It is a single cultural argument which I want to make. Because if one talks about India and the context in which all these Indic traditions, which includes certain practices in Islam also, the question is really fundamentally about choice. And choice only exists where power is restrained. In this case, the power should be restrained by a man in case of the Shamli instance.
That's a very good point. I think that's a very valid argument, and no one can, I think, find fault with it. Tariq Khan, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Look, and this is a question. We are not in Iran. We are not in Pakistan. This is not an Islamist state. This is not some state that is a theocracy. We're a constitutional democracy, sir. And I want to ask you a simple question. Enough is enough. We can't leave it now to people to interpret whether the woman is right in exercising a choice or not. Because clearly the outcome is disastrous, whether it is Nitish Kumar or this individual. It is disastrous. We can't. Let the law step in. Let the law come in. And I want to ask you, sir, has the time come to move towards, and please follow my question. I am asking a problematic question. I am asking for a very, very simple solution. And that is, does this incident, does the Nitish Kumar incident, does this incident, specifically this one, strengthen the case for universal gender just laws, or let me put it very simply, a UCC.
No, listen, nobody is defending what happened in Shamli. Okay, that was a barbaric act, and he should be punished in his strongest way. What could be the law is there. Okay, but you know, we can't leave it. We can't leave it. You are saying that we can't leave it. We are leaving everything. We are leaving everything. You have not discussed what Sanjay Nishad has said. मैं बोलता हूं कि संजय निषाद ने क्या कहा है. वो भी तो आदमी है, नीतीश कुमार भी तो आदमी है. नकाब छू लिया तो इतना हो गया, कहीं और छू देते तो क्या हो जाता. No, this is normal. If somebody from Samajwadi,
one
it's a
minute,
normal.
sir, don't confuse. See, let me take you back in your own history, sir. Mulayam Singh Yadav ji, who is no longer with us, came out and said boys will be boys. So let's not go there, please. And there are plenty of people in your own party who have come out and rationalized all sorts of sickness and perversion. I am not here sitting here and no, one second, Tariq Khan Saab, please.
Thank you very much.
No, don't be unfair. Don't be unfair tonight.
I'm leaving. You just
No,
said
why?
मुलायम सिंह यादव के पीछे छुपना चाहते हैं आप. मुलायम सिंह यादव के पीछे छुपना चाहते हैं. इसके अलावा और कुछ है? आज आप बीजेपी से you have nothing to ask भारतीय जनता पार्टी कि एक भारतीय जनता पार्टी कैबिनेट का मिनिस्टर व्हाट ही इज सेइंग कि कहीं और छू लिया होता. And you are shedding behind Mulayam Singh Yadav. I'm leaving this show. You are shameless.
No, why?
Shameless.
Tariq Khan, let me ask you, are you here to see, viewers, this is the problem. This is exactly the problem. These people will not accept the issue at hand. And the issue is very clear. There are double standards. Mr. Gupta, what do you make of this Samajwadi Party counter-attack?
Rahul, you had asked a very tough question to the Samajwadi spokesperson about the Uniform Civil Code, and that is why probably he thought that theatric was the best route, the best exit route. Look, the two events are indefensible. There's no question about it. But when it came to Nitish Kumar, everyone was looking at the incident from the prism of religion. What Nitish Kumar did, however wrong, was somehow made into a matter of religion, somehow into a matter of the minority rights. Fair enough. That's the prerogative of the commentators. Now, when this incident has happened in Shamli, why is it a private affair? Why aren't we acknowledging the social factors that played a role in this heinous crime? Why are we not acknowledging that the government, which has been for a decade now trying to engineer a social change within the community through the abolishment of, say, triple talaq, that is looked down upon by a lot of commentators who today are underplaying this as a private affair. Oh, that man is a maniac, that man needs psychological help. No. You have to acknowledge there are certain social factors at play that need to be discussed, and honest conversation is required around them, but we do not have it. And yes, we need UCC. There is no doubt about that. Why should a woman or her children suffer this fate because of certain laws that do not work for one community but work for the majority of the community? Why should it work that way? Why? Everyone is a citizen of India first. Everyone should have the same protection under the law. And that is what we all ask. Every woman needs to be feeling safe inside her home. Why is there a differentiation around this? I will never understand, Rahul.
No, so let me ask you, Ms. Masood, look, you're a lawyer. You understand the law. And I asked you a simple question. Why should this be left to people to interpret through the lens of religion, etc., the issue of choice? I can't understand this. So I'm asking, yes, it's a problematic question. It's an uncomfortable question. Does incidents such as this strengthen the case for universal gender just laws or a UCC? Why shouldn't we move towards a UCC? We will have no problems. Choice will be protected.
Well, Rahul, I think choices have already been given protection by our own constitution. And in fact, the Muslims are not against uniform this reforms and equality. If there will be uniform equality and reforms, Muslims are with. But many oppose UCC because of certain reasons, because they fear about identity selective targeting, lack of trust. That is the reason they are against this idea. And you know that for many Muslim personal laws which provide provides that it is the protection has already been given under the Article 25, but the Muslims are against the UCC because they feel that their identity, which religion gives them, that may be diluted by this UCC, and imposing of a majoritarian cultural framework that may again affect them and reduce the pluralism that India guarantees within. That is the reason that Muslims are against this UCC. And once the protections are already being provided in the constitution, then what is the reason of having this uniform UCC? Unless and until it does not affect the personal religion of any person. That is the reason that Muslims mostly believe that there should be no UCC, for it may affect their identity, which has been guaranteed under the constitution itself.
So the identity is linked to a patriarchal view of the world, Subhrashtra? Is that what I'm hearing here? Is that really what is happening? I mean, what are we going to change if the UCC is applied?
Exactly.
For marriages, underage marriages, differentiation, inheritance laws. I think we need to move beyond. And why is it that only one community gets this right and no other? The others are willfully submitted to the state and the law, and have allowed for the codification of their personal laws. And this is the point I'm asking. Tariq Saab is not answering me. No one wants to answer me. I don't understand. Tariq Saab, I asked a simple question. Why don't we just bring the UCC? Yes, what the BJP has said, let me first say, what the BJP has said is terrible. Should be condemned. BJP should be condemned. Okay.
No.
Nitish Kumar should be condemned.
No. First answer my question, then I'll answer your question.
Yes, sir.
I have a
Please.
point to make.
Go.
If the same thing said by Sanjay Nishad, suppose it has been said by somebody else, somebody from opposition, let it be Tariq Khan. So what would be happen today? क्या होता आज? आप लोग क्या कर रहे होते? क्या कर रहे होते? Now today you have just sidelined Sanjay Nishad's statement. It's very okay, and you just have Mulayam Singh Yadav to उनके पीछे छुपने के लिए. मुलायम सिंह यादव का स्टेटमेंट याद आ गया आपको उसके पीछे, बट यू हैव जस्टिफाइड संजय निषाद. You have justified Sanjay Nishad's statement. Yes, you have justified.
Okay.
You have said nothing about that. That's all right. He should be immediately thrown out of the cabinet.
Who was Sanjay Nishad talking about?
Sanjay Nishad talking about?
Who was he talking about? Who was he referring to?
He's referring to that girl, and he's referring to the whole female of India.
No, I'm talking about which incident is he referring to?
Nitish Kumar incident.
And what have I said about Nitish Kumar, viewers? I've said it's
No,
highly
I've just
condemnable,
said nothing
and no
about-
one can defend this.
And nothing
And
about-
Nitish
nothing
Kumar,
about-
sir, I can't
nothing
sit
about
here and take
Sanjay
action
Nishad.
against Nitish Kumar, sir. I can only
You
ask
can
questions which we
BJP.
have done.
You can ask. BJP is not here. You can ask
Bhai,
BJP.
Sir,
Why is-
if
he's
the
still part
BJP
of the
decides,
cabinet.
if the BJP decides that it doesn't want to interlocute on this, what can I do? Ghasít ke liya hu, sir. Congress also doesn't want to come. What do I do?
हमको भी तो घसीट के लाती हैं आप ना.
अरे भैया
बुरखे
आप
पे नहीं लाए
आप
ना.
आ नहीं रहे हैं, sir.
That's not the stand of समाजवादी
Come
पार्टी
on,
ना.
sir. I mean,
आपसे बुरखे
let's
से क्या
let's
मतलब?
be reasonable,
आप
sir.
UCC
I
लेके-
can't. I don't have the
नहीं, नहीं,
power.
हमको भी तो घसीट के
I don't
लेके
have the
आते हैं
power.
आप.
Okay, one second. I don't
हमको
have
भी
the
तो घसीट
power.
के लेके
I don't
आते
have the
हैं.
power to drag people to my show. I
But
can
you
only
shouldn't-
invite them
you shouldn't
in the
have
hope that they
discussion.
will reciprocate and they will appear.
We shouldn't have discussion without BJP. How can we have a discussion?
Sir,
Without
I have
BJP?
taken a position. You may have a problem. Ask them in Parliament. I have taken a position. I have said what Nitish Kumar has done is
You have not
indefensible.
taken a position.
Sir, I have
You
taken a position. I have
you
said
have
what
not
Nitish
taken
Kumar has done is
even-
indefensible. If there is
I'm
anybody
talking about
supporting
Sanjay
Nitish
Nishad.
Kumar, I even ticked
I'm
off
talking
Subhrashtra
about
ji
Sanjay Nishad.
right now on the show. Said, don't make this an
Sanjay
issue.
Nishad
Don't
is
make this an
statement
issue. It's a
even more-
non-issue.
even more
I'm asking you a
criminal.
simple question,
It's-
sir.
it's a issue.
I
It's
have
a
come
issue.
here. I have
You
come here with a clear
you have
conscience.
sidelined- you have
I want to
sidelined
ask you,
Sanjay Nishad.
Mr. Khan, I want to ask you a question. Why are you running
no,
away
no.
from it? I'm asking you a
I'm
simple
not
question.
running to anything.
Should we move towards
Bring
gender
everything.
neutral? No, please. I'm asking you.
Bring
Gender
everything,
neutral,
whatever you
gender
want to
just
bring.
laws. Yes, no.
Bring it everything, whatever you want to bring it.
Okay,
But
bring it.
Leave
Bye.
Sanjay Nishad. Leave
Rahul,
Sanjay
may
Nishad.
I-
Because
may I
Yes.
please,
give him clean chit.
Yes, Subhrashtra.
Sanjay Nishad,
Go
there
ahead.
would
Go
be
ahead.
clean
Respond to him.
May I please respond to Mr. Tariq? I think let me compliment Mr. Tariq's party for one stand that they took on SIR. They are actually complimenting the Election Commission working on ground with their volunteers to ensure that role revisions are happening. In a similar context, they should actually back the UCC, because UCC is not about culture. It's not a cultural erasure project. It's a citizenship project. It's a citizenship project which ensures that people's faith is protected, but inequality is not. that no community, majority or minority, has any veto power over gender justice. In fact, there are a lot of practices in the Muslim, personal law today, which can be replicated by the Hindus. For instance, their inheritance question. So my problem is, if the Hindu community or the Parsi community or the Jain community is not anxious about their cultural erasure, why is Muslim community the only community, in fact, which is so vehemently and aggressively against this? And by the way, Muslims, let me also bring to the table that Muslims are not actually the real minorities in India.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and talk about population, demography, and all of that. We know this for a fact. You know, there are certain instances, Rahul, where it is essential for all of us to take moral constitutional positions. The real question is not whether Muslims should fear the UCC. The real question actually is that uniformity in law does not require uniformity in belief. A confident republic can hold both.
Okay,
and
well,
the Muslim community intellectuals who need to come forward.
viewers,
and
I will lay the blame on the Supreme Court's door. 3 years it's been waffling. And the sword of Damocles is hanging over the head of Muslim women today. If they choose, they have to pay for their lives. And no one is standing up for them, viewers. Just lip service is being paid. And this is not right. I want to move on, viewers, because there is a story that we must focus on.